guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, popularly known as Nillified, and I hope that you guys are good because I'm good too. So as you guys can see by the title of the video, this is going to be a mental health video, and it's very important for me to take out this video because not only is it mental health month, but I also want to start showing my personality and how I am mentally and the type of person that I am to you guys. So I hope that you guys do enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the best gang in the world, period. Let's get into it. So guys, on this beautiful morning, I even forgot to tell you guys the date. Okay, today is Wednesday the 26th, right? Ish. Wednesday the 26th, I think so, or the 25th. So guys, on this beautiful morning, it is currently like 8:30, I think. I'm having hagenamak, as you guys can see from earlier. This is like literally the only caffeine that I can digest in terms of like beverage. Other than that, I'm fine, y'all. Y'all can count me out. Since today's video is something very important and something that needs to be addressed more around the world and not just in this country, is my mental health. And like, it's our mental health, guys. There's a freaking fly. There's a fly, and it's ruining my damn lighting. Hectic. Anyway guys, so today, on today's title of the video, as you guys can see, it says mental health, and I feel like it's an important topic for me to address to not only the youth but my subscribers, the country, and probably go globally with this video, you understand? So I do have my diary where I did jot down what I want to talk about, and it will also help me with not rambling a lot. So please don't mind me when I keep looking down. Nah. Got it. So on today's video, I don't know why I keep saying on today's video. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have planned this because this is something that I'm gonna be speaking about from the heart and all of that, and also the knowledge that I know about mental health. So yeah, just don't mind me like always saying redundant words. And if I keep looking around annoyed, it's the fly, guys, because I've been trying to take it out since yesterday and it is still not out. Imagine. Hectic. Anyway, let's get straight into this video. What is mental health? In my own words, mental health or mental well-being is it's a state of how you are emotionally and mentally. Mental well-being is your state of mind. Like, a lot of people aren't always gonna be happy, a lot of people aren't always gonna be angry, a lot of people aren't always gonna be sad, and so on and so on. So mental well-being is the state of your mind, and you can always change it. You can always change it. That's what I love. Mental well-being or mental health is the state of your ngqondo, okay? It's you being able to manage, and it's you being able to manage your emotions and how your mind works and how you process feelings and so on and so on. That is the best way that I can describe it, and it's the best way that I understand it. Like when people talk about mental health and mental wellness and mental well-being, yeah, anything mental. But yeah, the next thing is how to manage how to manage your mental health. So there's many ways, guys. Okay, there's many ways to manage your mental health, but one thing you need to take into consideration is the type of what can I say, it's the type of mental illness that you have. So in a broad aspect, managing your mental health is more of eating healthy, praying, journaling, talking about your feelings, like not bottling them up, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, trusting yourself and others. What else? A lot of things that will keep your mind at ease, and a lot of things that will keep your mental plane at an equilibrium. Even though there will be moments and experiences in your life where you're gonna feel very upscale and you won't know how to like react very appropriately to the situation, or there might be moments in your life where you feel very low and you won't know how to process or understand those feelings or try and project those feelings, you know, even to yourself. So there's many ways to manage your mental health, and if I did not name some of them, I will name them here. They will show up right here, and you guys can also comment down below and write down other ways that you guys manage your own mental health. But these are just mental these are just managements on a broad aspect. So they are very specific and what's the word? They are very specific and I'm looking for this word, ne? But they are very specific and certain management tasks and ways to manage your mental health dependent on the mental illness that you have. I don't want to say that you suffer from, because a lot of people suffer, guys, in this world, ne? But mental illness is not something that you should joke about and take it very lightly. Guys, it's fine. And I don't. Period. Breathe in, breathe out. So yeah, guys, like I said, there are specific ways on how to manage your mental health depending on the mental illness that you have, such as anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, what's the other one, bipolar, so on and so on and so on. So yeah, please keep that in mind. Hey, this fly is on my damn phone. Anyway, before I get into my experience, or actually my story of living with mental issues, I want to state on how, if you feel that this video, actually this is a disclaimer, okay guys, I'm fumbling because I haven't had proper breakfast, so this is just my startup coffee so that I have energy throughout the day, and I wanted to shoot now because the lighting is really good in the morning. So before I carry on with my story, I want to say that if you guys feel like this is too overwhelming for you, you can close the video, you can exit the video. If you feel like this is going to help someone that you know, please do share the video. And if you feel like you wanna add your comments or your thoughts on mental health so that we can also learn from each other, please do comment down below and let's engage, because this is a very important topic that I feel like a lot of people in the youth especially, we don't talk about it because we feel so ashamed. And before I get into my story, I want to show you guys my t-shirt, ne? So I'm wearing a t-shirt that says, I got it at school last year, nah? last year, 2019. It says mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. Actually, let me look down. Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shame us all. This is a quote by Bill Clinton, and I feel like it's so important for you guys to like hear those quotes, because when people suffer from mental illnesses, they have so many, excuse me, they have so many negative emotions. They have such a negative and dark outlook on life that they feel like living is not even worth it. They feel like them being alive on this earth is not even worthy of something. And yeah, I really don't want to say that I blame people who are suicidal. I feel like I understand where they come from, because someone wouldn't just feel like that and feel like dying every day because like there's a lot of things that might have happened in that person's life that has mentally gotten them to that point. And instead of us as a community and family and friends to people who have suicidal thoughts, let alone them being suicidal, rather be there for them and rather lend them an ear, or lend them a hug, or lend them your shoulder to cry on when they need to cry on. Because when these people, I don't have to say these people, oh my gosh, that sounds so wrong. But when people with suicidal thoughts are living life and they actually end up accomplishing that suicide that they wanted, family and friends and actually everyone, they'll complain of how, oh my gosh, why did they kill themselves? They're so freaking selfish. Wow, 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 wow. And they always refer to religion and yada, yada, yeah. It's just a lot of things, and that's really not the point. The point is that that person had suicidal thoughts and they were able to accomplish their suicide, and you blaming them or blaming a situation ain't gonna help anything. You being angry and being sad about the situation won't make a difference. Don't blame yourself, don't blame them, just let things be. That is why I understand where people with suicidal thoughts come from, because it is very hard, guys. It is very, very, very hard to open up to people. It's very hard to speak your heart out and you feel like you are not gonna it's very hard to speak your heart out and you feel like people might not be there for you, you understand, or they might not understand where you're coming from. So guys, honestly, when it comes to actually not even people with mental health illnesses or mental issues in general, like literally just be there for people. Lend an ear if you have to lend an ear. Lend a shoulder to cry on if you have to lend a shoulder to cry on. You know, be comforting. Like, have you as a person be someone who's able to have an open channel where people feel comfortable around you and they're actually able to express themselves even though they had not planned to speak to you specifically. But yeah, guys, that's just me telling you guys on that, yeah, before I actually move into my story. So yeah. Oh wait, oh okay, cool. I'm actually losing track. Let me drink my coffee because wow, woo, hectic. Guys, my story of depression and anxiety is, for me, I'm currently 23 years old, and a lot of things in my life changed when I was 13, 14. Let me say 14. No, let me say, yeah, 13, 14, around there. A lot of things changed in my life 10 years ago, and I don't want to be lying to you guys, but when things changed in my life, they went from not really here, but they went from like everything just went south. I had moments where I felt very worthless. I felt like not living. I felt like everyone hated me. I felt so alone emotionally that even when I wanted to express my feelings, they were only a certain group of people. Like it was very easy for me to express how I felt about something that bothered me to my friends than my family. I used to find it easier to confide in my friends when I'm at school and when I'm chilling with them in the afternoon and all of those things. But when I'm at home, I'd be so freaking closed in. I would literally just write poetry or I would journal. Guys, I used to love diaries. I still actually have diaries, journals, but back then I used to actually be able to, what's the word? Like impulsively just write how I feel. Just write how I feel, or write poetry. I can express my feelings poetically. And as time went on and understanding, actually, as I started going to varsity right after matric, I started understanding a lot of things in my life. I started understanding a lot of things about myself, and I also started understanding a lot of things about mental wellness, of which ended up making me contemplate more, question myself more, doubt myself more, and not actually love myself. Like, one thing I can say is I used to hate myself. I used to hate myself. Looking at myself in the mirror, I'd be disgusted. Yeah, I would dress up, I would try to look nice, do nice things for myself, eat, but even when I did, I just did them. Nje, like doing things, waking up, whatever. I would. There was a point in my life, I think lockdown, where I I used to just wake up and pass time and wait for the day to end. I would literally wake up in the morning, do what I have to do, and that time, online schooling at our institution hadn't started yet, so they were still planning it out. I hate this room. Oh, guys, I can't wait to move out. I can't wait to move out. I'm literally just left with 2 weeks and then I am gone. I used to literally just wake up, do what I gotta do, or do what I feel like doing. And then when school even started, I just attend classes and I'd wait for the day to end. Like, literally, when 6 o'clock came, guys, I was so happy. When 6 o'clock came, I was so happy. And then I would cook around that time. I still do cook around 6, like dinner. I'd cook around 6, 6:30. My favorite shows play. Well, my favorite shows play from 6:30 until 9:30. And literally, when it was bedtime, I'd be so happy, guys. Uti, oh, another day gone. Next. Like, that's just how I used to live life. That's how much I hated living. That's how much I hated breathing. But I've never been suicidal. I've had suicidal thoughts, but I've never been suicidal. So the point of me telling this story is when I got to varsity, I started having a lot of anxiety. And also bear in mind that I'm alone. I'm in a province that I don't know. You understand? I don't want to study in Gauteng. So when I started applying for varsities, my mom did ask me which way you want to study, and I was just like, anywhere except Gauteng, because I spent most of my basic education there. So why don't I just spread my wings and do tertiary elsewhere and just see the world and see different people and learn different things and see different places. So yeah, guys, I started having a lot of anxiety in varsity, and it escalated a lot, especially last year, because last year I'd have anxiety attacks, and that's something that I've never really had, because from my first year was in 2018. So when I'd have anxiety, I know Wuti, my hands would twitch, or my heart would be beating fast, or I'd hyperventilate or be afraid to be around a lot of people, like the mall. Yo, guys, the mall, the mall. I don't like the mall. I don't like the mall because I have social anxiety. Even if I can be in a space with people who are more than 50. I can manage it, okay? But if someone were to see like a scan of how I am inside, it's a mess. Like my heart is beating so fast. I'd prefer to just keep quiet. When I'm at the mall doing grocery shopping, I put on earphones because number one, I want to avoid talking to people, and number two, I just want to be there, do my things, and go. Like period. Huh, guys, like for me, oh, and I love vibe, ne? I love being around people. I like socializing, but there are certain people and there are certain places where I can fully be myself and be comfortable. But places like the mall, oh, for me, going to the mall, guys, is like a freaking big task. You understand? It takes, like, I gather so much strength before going to the mall. So yeah, my anxiety did start when I was when I started varsity. Or let me say, I started realizing my anxiety when I started varsity, and then it escalated a lot last year because I was going mentally. So yeah, guys, another common mental illness that a lot of people have, especially in the youth, is depression. And I went through that. Like, I'm not even ashamed to talk about such things, but do take note that everybody's mental journey is different. And with me talking about my story, okay, not really my detailed story, but my story of depression and anxiety, it hasn't been clinically diagnosed, but knowing the symptoms and understanding yourself, and obviously as you work on yourself during your mental journey, you understand a lot of things and you're able to define certain things. So with me, I have not I have I do have anxiety, okay guys. I do have anxiety, but I'm managing it very well. And I used to have depression, or I used to be depressed, like very, very, very much depressed. But both of these mental illnesses are not clinically diagnosed. Mind my English, don't judge me, okay? It's not my mother. Yeah, they are not clinically diagnosed, but I do know that I had them, or I have them, because of the symptoms and what I went through and how I managed them, you know. This coffee is getting cold and I'm not loving it. Anyway, moving along. So with my story of depression, like in terms of depression, like I used to hate myself, like especially during high school, like what I mentioned earlier of how I found it easier to confide in my friends. I used to write poetry, and my poems back then used to be so deep. Like I used to hate myself a lot, and I used to just live just to pass time and wait for the next day to come until a miracle happens. Like back then, when I was depressed, when I was pressed, I used to have this mental perspective of change is gonna come to me, and not I should be patient, but the time will come where something will happen and my life will be totally different, or somebody will come to me and owe me an apology. Khanti, in the whole midst of life, and just certain things you yourself, you need to take responsibility of, especially if it's concerning your life. So yeah, man, that's how depressed I used to be. And I used to have suicidal thoughts. Like, it just, besides just waiting for the day to pass by, I'd like literally wait for the day where I'm probably like just dead or not existing, because what's the point? And this time, like right now, the way I'm gonna speak the way I was back then. I'm gonna speak like a depressed person. What's the point of living when the people that are supposed to have your back aren't even there to comfort you? What's the point of living and expressing your feelings when people won't even understand where you're coming from, and the advice they give you is not even gonna help? that's how I like, that's the perspective I used to have. Like, I would literally be so low, and I'm a very optimistic person now, but a lot of positive things and a lot of lively things I would not show. I would literally not show them because I was so fucking depressed and I hated my life so much. With anxiety, like I mentioned, social anxiety, I hate them all. Hate it. Like, I hate them all, guys. And for me, progressing with my anxiety now, understanding it now, I now have like a small group of people, guys. Like, I have a small group of people that I can say I call my friends, or people that I know on my phone, my WhatsApp now. I have less than 50 contacts, and yo, it's so peaceful. Like, I'm so content, and at this point in my life, I don't think I'm ready to add, I'm not ready to invite new people in my life while I'm still trying to fix myself. So with people who come at me and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so nice, or they try to get to know me, or let's be friends, or can I have your numbers, I hesitate. I feel like that's one of the moments where my anxiety just begins to go up, because I know how I am, and I don't think, oh sorry, that's my alarm. I know how I am, and I don't think that I'm at the right mindset to give my energy to new people, where now I'm literally starting over. Now I'm getting to know someone and spending time with them and yada 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 yada. And here I'm not talking about relationships, no. I'm talking about Batu in general, friends, acquaintances, colleagues, all of that. Right now, I'm sorry, but I am not ready to invite new people in my personal space. So even if people were to come at me and ask for my numbers and all, I'm sorry, I wouldn't. You can follow me on Instagram. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook. But me calling you a friend and having to chat to you on WhatsApp and planning like ways where we can spend time with each other or help each other here and there, I'm sorry. I'm perfectly content right now with the people in my life. And truth be told, I do, like, I feel like a month doesn't pass by without me cutting people out. And when I mean cutting people out, I'm cutting people out for the sake of the energy in my space and literally growing, because you outgrow certain things and you outgrow certain people. So what's the point, even if you're my friend, what's the point of me having your numbers if we're chatting once every 3 months? And when we chat every 3 months, it's a thing of, hi, how are you, or I miss you, or you only text me when you want certain favors. Like, it doesn't work like that. That is why I say, at this point in my life, and I don't know for how long, I am not ready, Shem, to invite new people in my life. I'm sorry, but I'm perfectly fine with my group of people. That is family, friends, and my boyfriend. Literally, and myself. Literally. Yo, guys. 2021 started. It was my first year moving off campus, because I used to be a race student. So last year was my first year moving off campus, and it was so daunting. Like, oh guys, it was so daunting. I didn't know where to start. Now you need to adjust to the life off campus, and where you can get things, where you can chill, making new friends obviously in that environment, because I wouldn't always have the money to go to campus and see my friends, and things were still online. So yeah, just a lot of those factors. It was very, 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 very daunting. I don't know why I said very, very, very so much. And I'm actually grateful for that experience, because it made me understand and know a lot of things about myself, and also trying to break through from that shell that I built throughout the years. Like, in as much as I talk a lot and I confide in my friends more than my family, and I have so much that I can take off my chest, ne? It's very hard when you start contemplating and doubting yourself, even with actions. Like, I used to be, and I'm saying I used to be because now I'm changing. Like, I'm now changing. I used to be so doubtful, like even doing simple things, like say I'm trying to help a friend, ne? I'd like obviously ask her, or I'd text her and be like, oh my gosh, friend, are you sure? Or should I try this? Or even when I agree to that task, doing it, I'm contemplating, like, is it the right thing to do? Am I sure? And all of that. Even with myself, oh guys, if I could put this point by form in detail, like, you just see how much anxiety can take over your life. And if you don't understand it and don't realize that you have anxiety, it's going to show you your grandmother's backside. I'm telling you, it's gonna show you your grandmother's backside, and it's not gonna be nice. So yeah, guys, honestly, oh, it's getting hot. Whoa. It's getting very, very, very hot. Yeah. So yeah, guys, so yeah, guys, my anxiety was very scary, and understanding it last year did help me overcome a lot of things and be able to manage it, like with breathing techniques and relaxation stuff, and talking about it and praying and so on and so on and so on. And before I close this off, because I really don't want to get deep into this, I don't think I'm ready, fully ready to talk about my mental health in full detail. I called up my close friend to come over and we could have a session. When he left, my boyfriend came back, and then he was bathing and stuff, nah? And I don't like all, and I was on the bed, like I'm lying on the bed and he was bathing. And then all of a sudden I started having an anxiety attack. I just found myself breathing more, like I felt like I was dying. The way I was breathing is like someone was holding me here, but I was breathing like oh. And then when he noticed that I was having an anxiety attack, he asked me what's wrong, because he didn't know what was going on. Even with me, I didn't know what was going on with me. As that's happening, he comes to me, and the only thing I could literally utter in that moment was, baby, please hold me, just hold me. Oh, when he held me, that's when I started coming down, my breathing slowed down, and then we spoke about it, like what was wrong, what was happening. And that was my first anxiety attack, or let me say that was my first time consciously knowing that I'm having an anxiety attack. And it was the scariest thing, guys, on earth. It was so scary. I didn't know what was happening with me, and I didn't tell anyone. Like, he's the only one who knew. And then after a few months, I had another one, and that one was so freaking hectic. It was around 11 p.m. Yeah, it was around 11 p.m. And I'm there, man, you know, anxiety attack vibes. Like, I'm breathing like I'm about to die. And then my hands were like this. So can you see my hands, how they are? Look here from the side view. My hands were literally like this. I didn't know how to... guys. I was on the bed, as always, and not where I was alone. There's the second one. That's why it was so bad. The noise from next door is so annoying. So I'm in bed now, and I started having this anxiety attack. And then when my hands started like doing this vibe of, now it's like I'm dislocated in a way. I'm trying to reach for my phone. So this is an example. This is my bed now, and my phone is like there. This hand of mine is literally like this, and I'm trying to reach for my phone like this. Oh, when I eventually got hold of my phone, it was so difficult to like hold it. Let me use my calculator. So this is my phone, eh? I eventually have my phone, but I'm not holding like this. Like, during that anxiety attack, it's on the bed, like I'm holding it like this, and then trying to type. My hands are like, guys, it was hectic. My hands were like so confused. I'm saying confused because that's the best way I can describe it. I'm holding my phone, like, you know, trying to press buttons, trying to call. So the first person that I called was a friend of mine who understood my mental health. Well, not understood, who helped me understand my mental health during lockdown. And he gave me a lot of advice and strategies on how to manage my mental health. So I called him, and in that moment he was on a call with his girlfriend, and I was just like, flip. And I knew in that moment that I'm not supposed to be alone. I'm also trying to reach for my Bible. It's hard because my hands were literally like, oh, tense. I was just tense. And when my hands are like this and I'm breathing, I'm in bed lying like this and I'm shaking. Like, even my feet are shaking, guys. It feels like you're about to either explode or you're gonna die. That's the only way I can literally describe an anxiety attack. It's like you are gonna die and you're also crying at that time. It's just, oh, it's a lot. It's a maza, guys. So yeah, I had that anxiety attack after calling that friend of mine. He couldn't obviously help me in that moment because he was on a call with his girlfriend. And then I called my boyfriend. He had just left, and I had the anxiety attack 10 minutes or 15 minutes after he had left. And where he was with his friend with a car. So where they were, they couldn't like just immediately drive, you know, or fly to me, you know. They had to like finish with what they were doing there and then come quickly. And I'm like, yo, flip, I'm out of options. I called my best friend. She's like, what did she say? I can't remember what she said. I think she said I must pray or something like that. No use. Like, in that moment, nothing. Like, even calling someone in that moment was quite, I think, irrelevant because I needed someone physically there with me. I decided to call my guy best friend. I don't want to like name drop here. I decided to call Vula, my guy best friend. It's 11 p.m. guys. When I'm calling him, that's when I was trying to reach for my phone like this. I'm trying to type his numbers, they're not coming out. And his name, well, his nickname starts with an R. So I used my thumb in that moment and then I just tapped R and then his name popped up. I called him. And I can't even talk now because I'm just hyperventilating like a mad woman. He's like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, like, he's also lost, like, what? I can't even hear you because you're breathing and trying to talk at the same time. And then all he said is, I'm coming. He comes after like 15 minutes. And in that moment, the heart, like, the considerate person in me is just like, I don't give a shit whether I called that person at 11. They will come because I cannot be alone. But then after the anxiety attack, I was just like, no, guys, I can't believe I called my friend at that time, at the 11th hour. Okay, he comes. He came in, and then 2 minutes after that, my boyfriend walked in. So when they found me, like, I was literally shaking. There's just a lot. It was like I was having an exorcism. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like I was having an exorcism. So they're trying to help me. They're massaging my hand. They're telling me to breathe. They took my Bible. We started praying. And then they suggested that I take a glass of water and then put it next to a saucer, a white saucer with a candle, a white candle, and pray and all of that. And it helped. Like, it really helped. But after that anxiety attack, I did carry on crying. Not a lot, but I just, when I was talking to them of like how I'm feeling in that moment, I was so down. I was so low. And my family had not known about my anxiety attacks then. Like, oh, it was just a lot. I think only after 2 weeks, if not 3, I started telling my family, but you know, I'm having anxiety attacks. And then after telling them, a week after telling them, I had another anxiety attack. So that time was I alone? I feel like every time I have an anxiety attack, I'm alone. So when I had that anxiety attack, the third one, I'm alone. And then I didn't want to, like, I was so afraid even. I know I had told my family about my anxiety attack, but I was so afraid of always bothering them and, oh my gosh, I can't breathe, or, you know, because I know how much they will worry, especially my mom. She'll tell me, oh, come home, or let's talk, or things like that, you understand? And it takes a lot for me to express my emotions, especially verbally, or let me say vocally. Okay, cool. In that moment of the anxiety attack, I decide, luckily then my hands weren't tense that much, so, and I was holding my phone, luckily. I decide to video call my aunt, because I called my mom. I think I called my mom telling her I have an anxiety attack, and she said I must call home. And I called home. My cousins answered when I was calling my aunt, and then I was just crying. It was very traumatic, guys. I was just crying, telling them, Uti, I'm having an anxiety attack again, but what's wrong? I just cut in that moment. I can't even answer what's wrong, because the only thing that's wrong is me having an anxiety attack. So I'm just there breathing, crying my heart out, and they're like, no, you'll be fine, just once you're done with exams, come home, and all of that. So hey guys, it was a mess. So during those times, those hectic months when I'd have anxiety attacks, I really thought that my life was over. I really thought that this anxiety was actually taking over my life than the other way around, and knowing where to start was just crazy. But then I'd Google ways on how to manage it, how to do breathing techniques, how to relax your mind, how to not overthink, because my anxiety also stems from overthinking a lot. And hey, it's just a lot, guys. But yeah, that is my story of depression and anxiety, and I hope that you, whoever you are watching this video, if you do suffer from any kind of mental illness, it is okay. You are not alone. Do find comfort in confiding in your family first and your friends after, because in most cases it's easy for you to seek advice and comfort from your friends, but they're not always gonna be there, and they're not always gonna be available, and they're not always going to give you the comfort that you essentially need. Whereas if you're able to confide in your family or try and speak your mind and express your feelings, you will have some better form of understanding, and you'll know that they'll always have your back. I mean, it's family, guys, period. And even if you say your friends are family, it's not the same. It's like really, really, really not the same. So with everything that I've kind of gone through thus far, that was very painful and hurtful and not so good, I'm grateful that I'm here filming this, and I'm grateful that I'm able to actually talk about certain things and laugh about them that affected me so much that I felt like crying in the past. So yeah, guys, that is my story on depression. How and do I deal with it? So before, like, okay, I don't want to like explain too much on this, because these are just gonna be brief explanations. I deal with it by journaling, coloring in, prayer, talking, and the last two are affirmations and therapy. But those are the two that I don't consistently do, because I'm still trying to understand certain things on my own, and I tend to contemplate on certain management tasks. Like therapy, I went to it, like I started probably going to therapy this year, and then I stopped after a few weeks, because I was just like, I always have therapy like every 2 weeks, and I get exercises, and then when we get there, like the session is only like an hour, and we talk about certain subsections, and even though something can be bothering me in that moment and we talk about it, I feel like 1 hour sessions are not enough. And some of these exercises I already did, because there was one exercise where I was given to do what do you call it, a gratitude journal, and I do something similar. Kinali gratitude jar, where I write what I'm grateful for every month. But when I saw the idea of a gratitude jar, you write what you're grateful for, every time you feel grateful, but I do it every month because I feel like you can always be grateful, and if I were to do it all the time, that jar would have been packed full already. So I do it monthly. Every month on the last day of a month, I write down what I'm grateful for, and then I pop the letter inside the jar. And then affirmations is something that I'm only starting to do now because referring back to how I used to hate myself and all of that, like, it really takes time, guys, to love yourself. It takes time to give yourself compassion, and I'm only understanding and implementing a lot of things this year. So yeah, affirmations and therapy is only something that I've recently and actively started doing. But other than that, key journaling, coloring in, prayer, and talking. And here I have literally all the things that help me with my mental wellness. This is Promises from God. It's not really a Bible, but it has Bible verses. Like when you open it, the contents, there's God's promises offer ... and then it gives you like the sub sections. And then the other one on the next page, God's promises help me know, and so on and so on. So yeah, I use this, and like I look at the table of contents on how I'm feeling or where I need help with or understanding, then I just open. And this morning, I think the topic I'm doing is God's promises guide me in change. Yes, God's promises guide me in change. But I think from next year, also, like, guys, you see, when you start learning new things, it takes time for you to actively try and implement them in your whole life. So I used to go to church now, like every Sunday type of vibes. And when things started going south, I started not going to church. But I did. I stopped going to church in grade 11. Like when school started like getting hectic, I stopped going to church. And then a lot of things were also like very, very bad in my life, and I don't know, I just gave up. So I'm still going to go back to learning how to read the Bible, understanding the Bible, understanding the word, and so on. That is why I just read the promises from God's word, just little things on certain topics, you know. And then these are my journals. This one is my journal, like the one that I write my feelings down. This is my journal that my mom gave me during lockdown. So I was gonna use it as a diary, but like lockdown really broke us, guys. And if it didn't make or break you, I don't know what planet you live in. But yes, I used this as my journal. Like it's still got a lot of few pages that I can write in, like quite a lot. But thus far I've written this. So yeah, I use this, and once it's finished I do have another one. It's even broken, like it's falling apart, guys. It's bad. And then this one, this pretty little thing, this is not really my journal. It's more of like, actually it's a journal there, but it's not a journal where I express my feelings. It's more of my positive one. That's why it's so pink and pretty. This one I got it from my boyfriend when he was doing one of the promotions, when we used to be promoters last year. So yeah, when he was promoting Bernini, he took one of the prizes, and then he gave me this. So in this journal I just write positive things, like my affirmations, how I want to change my life, things I want to quit on. What else? I haven't really used it that much. Oh, things that I want in my life, like laws of attraction and so on and so on. You can even see how pretty it looks. Nullified, period. So yeah, these are my journals, diaries, whatever you call them. And this is my coloring book. 304 pages. I bought it last year also because I saw on one of my friends' statuses last year second semester, where he wrote coloring in is actually quite therapeutic, and it is. I even wrote it here, like they say coloring in is therapeutic, of which it is, and this was the first thing that I colored in. Yeah, so I don't really color in every day because it does get tiring, I won't lie, but those are my ways of managing my mental wellness and showing myself love and expressing my feelings, and so on and so on and so on. Ways to be mentally in tune. Ways to be mentally in tune. These are just tips from my experience, my personal experience, so they will differ from person to person. For me, number one is understanding. Understanding, because if you don't understand what's going on, you'll be lost. And if you don't understand, it's gonna be hard for you to find yourself, you know. So number one, understanding yourself, understanding a situation, and understanding understanding what? Understanding how to overcome that situation. So for an example, say I experienced something traumatic now. In order for me to overcome it, I need to understand what happened. I need to understand how I felt. I need to understand how I can also overcome that situation, instead of just dwelling on the situation, being all sad and stuff like that. Number two, I wanted to say being conscious, but I feel like it's similar to understanding. But yeah, number two, being conscious, like realizing something, or realizing yourself, or realizing your feelings, and then that will drive you into, hey guys, English is running away. Being conscious of your feelings and yourself, and how to overcome a situation, will furthermore help you, and it will drive you into how to overcome it. So yeah, guys. And then the third one on how to be mentally in tune is be kind. Love yourself and be kind to yourself, because if you're not, who else is gonna be? And if you think that you're gonna get kindness and love and compassion from other people, it might not be the way that you want to receive it, and then it just causes more conflict for yourself. So love yourself, love yourself, and be kind to yourself, because no one will. Period. My coffee's done. And I think I'm also done. Oh yes, before I move on, I want to show you guys my jaw. And another thing too, hectic. Ooh, I don't actually like how upside down it is, Ganjina. But yeah, if you check it out, Ganji. Hectic. But yeah, guys, this is a semicolon. I got this tattoo last year. I think, was it mental health month? I think it was mental health month. This month, yeah, this time around, but last year. I got it. It was a free tattoo. It was on special. And it symbolizes my mental well-being. I don't want to say illness or all of those stuff. It symbolizes my mental well-being, and this semicolon in particular is directed to my anxiety, in terms of I feel like I want to say something. I stop a sentence, or let me say, yeah, I stop a sentence, or I stop something, but then at the same time I also want to continue. So it really speaks to my experience with anxiety, and actually living with it, because it's not gonna go. Like, it's not gonna go. It's just a matter of how I have to manage it. So it basically means that, guys, that in as much as I wanted to stop everything in my life, probably including my life, I decided to overcome it and carry on with the grace of the Lord, people, and the grace of me. So yeah, guys, that is all from me to you. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video and you guys did take notes. If you have thoughts and advices and also your ways on how you guys manage your mental wellness, do comment down below and let's engage and let's learn from each other and let's be a comfort, because if we're not there for each other, then who are we really there for? I mean, that's the whole point of us living together on this world called Earth, period. So yeah, guys. So guys, this is my jar. Nothing special to it. This is actually a jam jar, and then it started like rusting and all of that here. Like it started getting like this yellow vibe, this rusty vibe, so I couldn't drink with it, and I decided to make it my gratitude jar. So I just write what I'm grateful for every month and I pop it in here, and I haven't read any of them. I'm gonna read them end of the year and then just carry on doing it. Like this jar is one of my ways of being kind to myself and being conscious of my feelings and being conscious in general, period. Because for me, even in as much as it's hard to express myself verbally, or let me say vocally, to people, when I speak my heart out, it just comes out perfect and it just makes more sense on paper. So with this gratitude jar, baby, it helps me, guys. It really helps me, and it also helps with seeing life from a positive outlook. Because I won't lie, I was very much negative and like always looking down on life and things and people. So this is just one of the ways of realizing that life is worth living, and there's nothing wrong with always being positive and kind to yourself. And that should actually be a mantra to everyone, that being kind and conscious and lovable to yourself and being positive to yourself is very much important. Because if you are not, then I don't know how you're gonna live. Like, I don't know how you're gonna see life. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for you guys. I did say that I was done, Vula. Oh, ish, I'm not really good with these intros, outros. I think I should create like a visual outro once. And since we're going to a new month in a few, and like next week, please do suggest a name for the squad, guys. Like, we need a name. I can't be out here always saying, hi guys, hey guys, hey, no, hi, like I'm for, no, man, we need to feel special, we need to be a family, we need a bond. So do suggest a name under the comment section. I will pin that comment, and then I'll also pin the comment for advisors and all of that. But and that is all from me to you. I did enjoy filming this, and lighting is good. Period. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and just, guys, take care of yourselves. Right now you see I'm fumbling and rambling and just talking a whole lot of shizzle. But yeah, guys, do love yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and be conscious of your life so that you do not feel lost, or that you do not get lost. But that is all from me, and I hope that you guys have a lovely day. Bye.